Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going deep on this idea of know-how being the real key to success. And our guide for this deep dive is Bishop David Oyedepo.
Okay.
Now, he's the founder of Covenant University in Nigeria,
Right.
and he turned it into a leading institution in just 8 years.
Yeah, in Africa.
Yeah. So, talk about building something impactful.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what if I told you the biggest roadblock to your goals
Mhm.
isn't actually money?
Oh, wow. That's pretty interesting. It's a thought-provoking concept, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, Oyedepo really challenges that idea that capital is king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says while many people fixate on raising capital,
Yeah.
it's know-how that truly fuels success.
Right.
And to illustrate this, he tells this really interesting story about a woman who approached his foundation for assistance.
Okay.
She was skilled at making puff puff and akara,
Oh, wow.
those delicious Nigerian snacks.
I've heard of those, yeah.
Yeah, and all she needed was a little financial boost just to get started.
Gotcha.
And get this, that small investment was a mere $8,500.
Wow.
It allowed her to tap into her existing know-how and transform her life.
It's incredible how a little bit of money like that can go such a long way.
I know. It's amazing. Within a month, she was making a profit.
Oh.
She was renting her own shop
Yeah.
and on the path to building a thriving business.
That's amazing. Yeah. So she already had the ingredients for success, it sounds like.
Exactly.
And the capital is just the spark to ignite it.
Yes, exactly. And Oyedepo contrasts this with instances where individuals receive substantial capital
Right.
but lack that know-how to utilize it effectively.
Uh-huh.
And guess what happens?
What happens? They
Have to
fail.
go, yeah.
Really? Repeatedly.
That's a great point. It really highlights how important that know-how is.
Right.
Money can open doors,
Yeah.
but without the knowledge to navigate what's behind them,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to get lost.
So true.
Yeah. It seems like Oyedepo is suggesting that know-how is the true capital.
The driving force behind sustainable success.
I like that. So
Yeah.
it's not just about having money, it's about knowing how to use it wisely.
Exactly.
But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Oyedepo argues that this principle extends beyond business. It impacts any field you can think of.
Oh, wow.
For example, someone who wants to be a doctor,
Okay.
they start acquiring knowledge early on, then dedicate years to formal education and internships.
Yeah, residency and all that.
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment.
Huge.
It really highlights that.
Yeah.
It's a journey of constantly expanding your know-how,
Yeah. Wow.
honing your skills
Yeah.
and deepening your understanding.
So that brings us to a crucial question.
Okay.
What exactly constitutes know-how?
Mhm.
Is it just accumulating information,
Right.
or is there more to it?
Well, Oyedepo defines know-how as wisdom,
Okay.
which he further breaks down as the acquisition and the intelligible application of relevant knowledge.
Okay, so it's not just about having a head full of facts.
It's not just trivia.
It's about seeking out knowledge
Mm-hmm.
that directly applies to your goals.
That's so important.
He gives this example of someone wanting to thrive in manufacturing.
Oh.
He says reading philosophy might be inspiring, but to truly succeed,
Yeah.
they need to delve into the works of great manufacturers.
Oh, I see.
Learn from industry experts
Right.
and understand the nuts and bolts of the field.
It's about really being selective with what you learn.
Yeah.
Focusing on the knowledge that will give you an edge
Absolutely.
in your chosen area.
Yeah.
You need to be constantly seeking out specific, targeted knowledge
Right.
that's going to help you solve problems and reach your goals.
So know-how is about bridging the gap between theory and practice,
Right.
between knowledge and action.
Yes.
Now, this is where Oyedepo throws in a curveball.
Okay.
He suggests we should reject relying solely on common sense
Oh.
and native intelligence. He even argues that this over-reliance has hindered progress, especially in Africa.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
It is. It really is.
It really challenges that assumption that common sense is enough.
I know.
Yeah.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
he's pushing us to move beyond conventional wisdom
Right.
and actively seek new knowledge to break free from limitations.
So true.
He's advocating for a proactive approach to learning
Yeah,
not just relying on intuition or what's been done before.
I see.
And this brings us to another fascinating aspect of Oyedepo's perspective,
Good.
the importance of learning from those who've already achieved what you aspire to. He believes in actively seeking out mentors,
Well, wow.
studying their work, and extracting valuable insights from their journeys.
So it's about recognizing that we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
There are giants in every field who have paved the way,
Yeah.
and their experiences offer invaluable lessons.
True.
We can learn from their successes, their failures, and their unique insights.
And Oyedepo himself is a prime example of this.
Okay, how so?
He shares how, when preparing to build Covenant University,
Right.
he immersed himself in research about top universities like Harvard and Princeton.
Wow.
He studied their materials like prepping for a major exam.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
He really wanted to understand what made them tick.
he did.
He didn't just rely on common sense or intuition.
Nope.
He actively sought out existing knowledge and expertise.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
I know. And that proactive approach yielded some pretty impressive results. Covenant University became a leading institution in Africa in just 8 years.
Yeah, it's really a testament to the power of leveraging that existing knowledge and expertise.
Yeah.
You know, Oyedepo didn't start from scratch. He built on the foundations laid by others,
Right.
accelerated his progress, and achieved remarkable success.
It makes you think, who are the giants in your field?
Right.
Whose footsteps could you learn from?
Yeah. Are you actively seeking out mentors? Are you reading their books?
Yeah. Are you studying their work?
Oyedepo's journey really underscores that learning isn't confined to classrooms or textbooks.
Yeah,
It's a continuous process, a lifelong pursuit.
absolutely.
It's vital for success in any domain, you know.
Mhm.
He even mentions learning how to interact with world leaders,
Wow.
from the example of Billy Graham.
Interesting.
He didn't just assume he knew how to navigate those complex dynamics.
Right.
He studied Graham's approach and gleaned valuable insights.
It's fascinating how he emphasizes that intentional learning.
Yeah.
He immersed himself in the knowledge and wisdom of these individuals.
Right.
Not to copy them blindly, but to extract principles and strategies that he could adapt to his own context.
And it's important to remember that this approach of seeking out know-how goes hand in hand with his idea of rejecting a reliance on common sense.
Right.
He believes that overdependence on intuition can lead to mediocrity.
It's like he's urging us to break free from the limitations of conventional thinking, to challenge assumptions and embrace a mindset of continuous learning and growth.
He uses a really vivid analogy to drive this point home.
Oh, what's that?
He says, if you're a tailor, learn how to tailor properly. Understand how to expand your tailoring empire. Commit yourself to becoming a master of your craft.
So it's about going beyond just having a basic understanding.
Yeah.
To truly excel, you need to become an expert in your chosen field, constantly pushing the boundaries of your knowledge and skill.
It's this commitment to continuous learning that Oyedepo highlights as the real differentiator.
I see.
Success isn't about luck or circumstance.
Uh-huh.
It's about dedication, a willingness to invest in yourself,
Yeah.
a relentless pursuit of knowledge.
He argues that it's about acquiring the know-how
Right.
that empowers you to not just dream big, but to actually achieve those dreams.
Absolutely.
And in today's rapidly changing world, this emphasis on lifelong learning becomes even more critical.
Yeah, the knowledge we need to thrive is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So we need to adapt, stay ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
and be willing to continuously learn and grow.
It's about embracing the journey of becoming a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
Recognizing that it's not a destination,
Right.
but a continuous process of discovery, adaptation, and mastery.
So let's shift our focus from chasing shortcuts or quick fixes
Okay.
to investing in the know-how that will truly unlock our potential.
Because ultimately, that know-how is the real capital for success.
Absolutely.
Not just in business, but in any field you can imagine.
It's about recognizing that we often hold ourselves back simply because we haven't taken the time to invest in developing the knowledge and skills we need.
So true.
We might have a great idea for a business,
Mm-hmm.
a burning passion for a particular field, but without the know-how, that passion can easily fizzle out.
Yeah, it's like having all the ingredients for a delicious meal, but not knowing how to cook.
That's a fantastic analogy.
Is it?
You might have the potential for something amazing, but without the right recipe, the proper know-how, it's all going to go to waste. And just like with cooking, becoming proficient in any field takes time, practice,
Yeah.
and a willingness to learn from our mistakes.
Oyedepo's message is truly empowering. It's about taking ownership of our growth
It is.
and recognizing that success isn't predetermined,
Mm.
It's not about who you know or how much money you have.
It's about making a conscious decision to invest in yourself, to seek out the knowledge and skills that will unlock your potential, and to embrace the journey of lifelong learning.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a final thought. Think about one specific action you can take this week.
Okay.
To invest in the know-how, you need to move closer to your goals.
Maybe it's reaching out to a potential mentor, signing up for an online course, or simply committing to reading one chapter of a relevant book every day.
Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Every step we take towards acquiring knowledge and developing our skills is a step towards realizing our full potential.
And who knows? Maybe someday you'll be the giant in your field, sharing your know-how and inspiring others to achieve their dreams.
Yeah, it really is about shifting our perspective. Instead of seeing learning as something we do just in school or for a specific job,
Right.
we can start to see it as an ongoing adventure, something that enriches our lives and opens up new possibilities.
It's true. And it's not just about adding more facts to our mental library.
Right.
Oyedepo emphasizes that importance of intelligible application,
Yeah.
turning that knowledge into action.
Right.
It's about connecting the dots, seeing the patterns, and using what we learn to solve problems and create something new.
So it's not enough to just read about great manufacturers. You need to apply those principles to your own work,
Right.
to experiment and to iterate.
Exactly. It's in that process of doing that we truly master our craft.
I see.
Think about it in terms of learning a new language.
Yep.
You can memorize vocabulary lists and grammar rules, but you only truly know the language when you can have a conversation. Express yourself and navigate real-world situations.
So it's about getting out there and actually using what you've learned,
Yeah.
making mistakes, learning from them, and constantly refining your approach.
That's where that intelligible application comes in. It's about understanding not just what works, but why it works and how to adapt it to different situations.
It's like having a toolbox filled with different tools. You need to know not only what each tool does, but also when and how to use it effectively to build something amazing.
That's a great way to put it. And that toolbox is constantly expanding.
It is.
As we continue to learn and grow.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Bishop Oyedepo's ideas, I'm curious, what's resonating most with you?
Well, for me, it's the emphasis on lifelong learning as a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous process of discovery, exploration, and growth. It's about being curious, seeking out new knowledge, and always striving to expand our understanding of the world and ourselves.
And it's a reminder that each of us has the potential to achieve incredible things
We do.
when we invest in developing our know-how.
Absolutely.
It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity or having all the resources lined up.
Right.
It's about taking action, seeking knowledge, and constantly striving to become the best version of ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
So, as you go about your week, remember that knowledge is power. But know-how is the key that unlocks that power and allows us to truly shape our destinies.